And what's going on, guys? It's TV here. In today's video, I just want to let you guys know I have covered Lost Ark a multitude of times, and if you want to catch up on the series, I will leave a playlist of all of my Lost Ark content in the top right hand corner or at the end of the video, whichever comes first for you guys. But I didn't want to make any more Lost Ark content just because of the simple fact of the closed beta has already ended, and by early of next year, the game will already be releasing and I will create more content. But team over at Smilegate decided to drop a December update announcing actually quite a few things. So in today's video, I want to go over what's all new and of course talk about the brand new Sorceress class that is coming to Lost Ark. So of course the newsletter starts off saying, as we move towards launch, we have an exciting announcement to make about Lost Ark's starting class lineup. So when Lost Ark launches in early 2022, the new Sorceress class will be available to players. The Sorceress will replace the previously included Summoner class in the original starting class lineup, and the Summoner will instead come to Arcasia at a later date. So that's the first big piece of news, that they're already swapping out the starting classes between the Summoner and the Sorceress. Now let's move on a little bit forward, and of course we will watch the actual trailer for the Sorceress at the end of the video, so stay tuned. So the Sorceress wields powerful magic based on 3 elements: fire, ice, and lightning. Now that suits my fancy because I always have this type of like, I want to be more of an assassin DPS character, and I always got a love for mages or sorcerers of any of that nature. So these spells deal a heavy amount of area damage. They can easily handle multiple enemies, helping them dominate the battlefield, and some of these sorceress abilities include Incinerate, which drops a meteor fragment from the sky to inflict damage on enemies, a giant pillar that raises from the target area, launching foes into the air and explodes, dealing even more damage. Next ability is the Frost Explosion. Frost bursts from the body, dealing damage and causing chill status, reducing attack and movement speed by 60%, which, wow, that is almost like you'll be slow, especially if you were to utilize this class during PvP. Having 60% of your attack and movement speed reduced, that's a lot. You only leave you with only 40% left. Jesus. Hopefully, probably it might get nerfed. We might not know. We got to see how well the character does in dungeons, raids, and of course PvP. Next ability we have is Ice Arrow. Fire ice arrows piercing foes and dealing damage. This also grants another chill status, so definitely got some combos right here. Slowing the target's attack and movement. Whoa. Okay, so we have 2 abilities that grants the chill status. One reduces your attack and movement speed by 60%, and the other one slows down your attack and movement speed by 60% for only 6 seconds. That is interesting on how that's going to work, because like, can I just hit you with a Frost Explosion, then Ice Arrow, and I will have double the 60%? Of course, one lasts only for 6 seconds, but man, okay. And last but not least, we have Lightning Burst. Fire lightning to attack enemies. This grants the electrocution status, dealing additional damage. So that just gave the explanation of course, the main primary abilities, showcasing the fire, ice, and lightning that we previously talked about for the elements. So now the starting class lineup. Our version of Lost Ark will still include 15 classes at launch, with additional classes coming to the game in future updates. When working with Smilegate RPG to select the starting class lineup, we considered the following criteria to ensure that our lineup was balanced with a little something for everyone. So, for the new and familiar players, the version of Lost Ark does not yet contain all 20 plus classes. We wanted to ensure that we included content that is new and exciting alongside some old favorites of players. So if I'm not mistaken, from my initial playthrough of Lost Ark, which like I said, I have it in my playlist, if you guys want to definitely check that out. Played it on stream, about a good 2 hours worth of content, as much as I can get during the beta. So the Sorceress is the newest class to be added to Lost Ark, having launched in Korea in August 2021. So we're very excited to be able to share this class and the Striker class with our players. A wide range of playstyles. It was important to us to ensure that we included a range of classes to suit the many ways that people like to play. While there are plenty of ways to DPS, we also made sure to include multiple support classes like the Paladin and the Bard. so that support players could have more options at game launch, as opposed to launching with just a single support class as the game has in other regions. Now, of course, for some of you who don't know, Lost Ark has already been out since 2019 for Korea, and it's just now being released over to us on the western side. So of course all of these classes are already well familiar if you play on the Korean servers, but of course for us on the west side who haven't of course played Lost Ark or don't have a VPN to put ourselves in that, this would still be somewhat new to us. And last but not least, which is another mixed views in a way of the gender lock classes. I know a lot of people who play MMOs, they don't like when certain MMOs put you in a gender locked situation. So from the earliest days of Lockstar's announcement in the West, we heard players' feedback about gender-locked classes loud and clear. While not every class in the game currently has a male and female counterpart available, we wanted to be sure to include those that do early on. In the future, Smilegate RPG will be creating more counterparts for classes that are still gender-locked, and we will bring these to Arcadia in time. And they want to make one last quick note that this will not be the only update in December, so stay tuned for more news later this month. And of course, if you guys want more news coverage on Lost Ark as they're getting prepared for their launch in 2022, definitely subscribe to the channel right now, because I will be covering that last news update for December to let you guys know. And if you guys want any more RPG related content and news updates and discussions, gameplays, first looks, first impressions, definitely subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you are liking the video so far and you're hyped about the brand new Sorceress class, then definitely like the video, share it to your friends. So for the last part of this video, like I said from earlier in the video, let's check out the trailer, because I'm just about as hyped, because like I said, I have not touched Lost Ark even that it released in Korea. Only time I touched it was when the closed beta. So let's hop right in.
Flames of war is lost. As demonic fire consumes Arcadia, fate calls to what few champions remain. The Sorceress.
So I do want to make one quick note. The animation style they went for making this cinematic scene is pretty badass. I give props to the creators of this animation.
She enters the firestorm, meeting the demon's might with a ferocity of her own. Nature's wrath bends to her will, raining destruction upon the heart of the Legion. Not all is forsaken, yet the tides of war pull her ever forward, and closer still to the Lost Ark.
Interesting. Okay, so that was definitely a more story background origin story of the Sorceress that honestly I'm pretty hyped for just by watching this 2-minute clip. Of course, I've seen a couple gameplays from people who have already have it in Korea or they swap themselves over. But if you guys want a Sorceress gameplay, definitely subscribe to the channel. I will be playing a Sorceress on the day one launch for Lost Ark, so definitely stay tuned. And as always, guys, it's been your host KSDTV signing out. Peace.
Manifest, I don't sleep, that's so weak, don't plan to rest. I'm from a hood where you die if you don't pack a vest. No culinary degrees, but whipping crack the best. Chefing, hard times taught lessons. Praying every night to pull up in park Benzes. What's my home is what you call trenches. You wouldn't last a day seeing life through all lenses. It's all tension, no sun and rain and plenty. Full-time job, still can never make a penny. I ain't rapping for